In today's topic, we will covering lesson 1.1, Law, Justice, and Ethics, found in our business law textbook. The goals are to recognize the difference between law and justice and apply ethics to personal and business decision making. What is the law? Black's Law Dictionary uses more than a full page to define it. For your study of law in this course, it is best to use the basic definition. Laws are rules of conduct that a political authority will enforce. Obviously, the law may take different forms depending on the situation in which it may be employed. You may meet it firsthand in the form of a highway patrol officer personalizing a ticket for you. As a business person, you may feel its watchful eye as it regulates your workplace and products, and, inevitably, assesses taxes. The key point to realize is that proper laws and their even-handed enforcement are essential to producing a stable environment within which business can succeed. Business law refers to the specific group of laws that regulates the establishment, operation, and termination of commercial enterprises. Without a stable body of business laws, a business person would have to contend with many conflicting laws that would make profitable trade improbable, if not impossible. Nonetheless, a working knowledge of all aspects of the law, not just the specific area of business law, is required for your success. Stage 1. In the first stage, injuries inflicted on one human being by another are assumed to be matters for personal revenge. Those who are wrong feel that an appropriate payback can be achieved only through directly punishing the wrongdoers. Gang-related shootings in our inner cities often are a result of this type of attitude. Such incidents usually disrupt the normal routine of the people and result in harm to innocent bystanders. The chaotic situation that results often leads to one individual seizing power and exerting a firm control to bring stability to the society. Stage 2. This individual, called the sovereign or ruler, then brings about the second stage in the evolution of law. The sovereign does this by creating an alternative to personal revenge. This is typically in the form of a king's court, where parties can seek their revenge for wrongs done to them by appealing to the sovereign to punish the wrongdoer. The parties appear in the sovereign's court and accept awards of money or goods as a substitute for that revenge. Stage 3 is the demands to appear in the sovereign's court grow. The sovereign typically responds by forming a system of courts to provide greater access for all. In this stage, elders or priests empowered by the sovereign sit in the sovereign's place to decide cases. The sovereign's subjects can go to the courts to be heard when they are injured by another in some way. Eventually, the sovereign makes private acts of revenge illegal. This forces wrong parties to seek satisfaction in the sovereign's courts for the harms done to them. Stage 4. Finally, the sovereign uses the law to prevent the wrongs from arising in the first place. These wrongs, from theft to assault to murder, are made crimes and become punishable by the sovereign through the court system. This is the fourth, and typically last, stage in the evolution of law. Justice is considered to be what is right, fair, or appropriate, based on one person's perspective, in response to an offending or damaging act by another. Although the historical and ethnic backgrounds of the citizens of the United States are diverse, the roots of the vast majority of U.S. laws and legal systems lie in England. There, over the course of centuries, the power to make, interpret, and apply the law was slowly transferred from the monarchy to legal institutions very similar to those of this country. The system that the King of England set up centuries ago ultimately molded English culture by producing a uniform common law for all of England. This common law was based on the customs practiced by most of the realm's people and applicable to all of its subjects. English colonists transported this system of law to this continent. Building on success, the U.S. federal government and all but one of the states have adopted the English common law system as their own. An ethical system is a way of deciding what is right or wrong in a consistent, reasoned, impartial manner. Decision about a right or wrong action, reasoned decisions, impartial decisions. The reason you are learning about ethics in general is to prepare you to apply ethical concepts to business decision making. Business ethics are the ethical principles used in making business decisions. All too often, however, ethics are not considered when business decisions are made. The reason can be summarized in 2 words: profit maximization. Those who would move factories offshore or cut jobs and pay in order to reduce costs and produce greater short-term profits support the idea of profit maximization. However, such activities tend to do little more than line the pockets of the business owners. This enriching of the few at the expense of the many occurs because our free market economy is far from perfect. To achieve a more ethically motivated economy, the profit maximization ethic will need to be replaced by more humane ethical standard.